Okay, so part 2 of this, or part B, we have all of this set up already, where we did all of our setup. Again, if it's not typed exactly like they say in the document, please change that. So make sure that it is spelled exactly the same as what's in there. What I'm talking about again is the second letter is capitalized. The first letter of the second word is capitalized. There's no space. It's not all caps except for LED, so please just make sure that those things match what is in there. It's going to make everybody's life a lot easier. So this is all I have to do. So this is all set up. I have all my motors, sensors. The next things that I need to do is I need to actually program this to a Cortex. So here's my test bed, like what you've built. Looks familiar. And so I have my right motor, left motor, servo, my limit switch, bump switch, my line tracker, my light sensor, and I have my potentiometer. Alrighty. My quad encoder, I stuck it up here for now so that you can really see it counting. And my ultrasonic rangefinder. So those are all my parts that I have. Those are all the parts that I need. And everything's plugged in exactly where it needs to be according to the document. Okay. So that part is good. So I go back to RobotC, and I'm going to go ahead and plug in, and I'm going to plug my orange cord. Try to keep this plugged in the whole time during class. Don't try to unplug it. We're not having these robots drive off the table, so they probably should just stay plugged in. And let me see if I can get this. So now I plugged it in, and now some lights show up. So that's good. So my next steps here is I want to go to Robot, and I'm going to go to Compiler Target, and it should say Physical Robot. And my communication mode can be VexNet or USB. It can be either, it doesn't matter. Do not go to competition or VexNet. If you want, you can click USB, but it probably defaults to this one. So these actually have what looks like a USB stick that plugs in, and you can upload programs to the robot remotely without having a USB cord plugged in. We won't get to that point for a long time, but it's how the remote controls the Cortex as you're driving it in like an arena. My next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to compile. So I can go to Robot and go to Compile. I can also hit F7, and I can also hit Compile up here. It's the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and hit Download to Robot. And it's going to upload and tell me that the remote is, or the power is not turned on. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And what I should see is a bunch of these parts down here filled in. So a bunch of my motors, my sensors, yours might all be in one area and might not have two. You might have a tab that says sensors. So some time ago I lost my sensors, and when I added them back in, they showed up below here. But if I turn my potentiometer, you'll see that down here it changes. My quad encoder doesn't do anything, probably because the switch is not on. And my sonar is not working. So let me get a battery.
Potentiometer, did you just make that word up?
No. Alice is not in. The lady I talked to, she said she would try and get that in for Tuesday and would let us know by the end of the day. Okay. But I said I have absolutely nothing, so she said, well, I plan on it. Okay. All right.
Okay. So now I plugged the battery in. And now my sonar is saying 69. Now it says 4. So that means that from the top of the sonar sensor, it's 69 inches to the ceiling. So that's working. So there's another one that's working. My touch sensors, I'm going to push my bump switch, and it works. Notice I had to press it twice. Sometimes these switches don't work very well. And here's my limit switch. That one works no problem. My light sensor, if I cover it up, goes very, very high. Uncover it, goes very low. My quad encoder, if I move it, it changes. Okay. So far, it looks like everything down here is working. So I'm going to go back to this top up here. I don't have my flashlight plugged in, but if I went and did 100, it would turn the flashlight on. My right motor, I can put in a speed or a power of 50, and I'll see what happens. Again, I'm going to make sure that no cords are in the way. And that didn't work. About my left motor. That didn't work either. What if my battery voltage is low? Let's try my 3-wire. And we'll go. Yeah, my battery must be dead because it just dropped the sonar. So if the battery's good, what you should see is that if you put in a power of these motors, they'll spin. The servo, don't do too much with yet, and you should be able to see this changing as well. So that's what happened. It must be that battery is dead. So, but go through, make sure all your sensors work. Again, the bump switch might have some issues. If you might have to really push it down to get it to work, and see if that helps. All right, so make sure all these work. Make sure you save as, for this one, 3.1.2 testbed. Okay, thanks for watching.